If you're a Friday the 13th fan, check out these Flaw vs. All reviews for the Friday the 13th series on the Make a Path Presents channel. Very in-depth breakdowns of the best and worst parts throughout each individual movie. Links can be found in the video description, in the comments section, and directly linked to this video right now. Now, here is part 7, Jason, with the other ones. We'll run through them real quick. If you were new to NECA, maybe part 7 is what interests you to get them all. I would recommend getting them all because a real quick lineup. You get part 2, which is Sackhead Jason. Comes with a campfire, comes with his mother's severed head. Cool figure, shitty articulation because this is an old NECA figure that they just reboxed in an ultimate set with everything that comes with him. Now you have this part 3 Jason on his little bloody NECA base, and part 3 Jason has just the regular kind of gray jeans look with the green top, which is going to be common for a little bit here. Stick with me, but this starts the green top, this starts the hockey mask, and one of the reasons why I highly recommend the part 3 NECA Jason is the hunchback. The hunchback gives him such a screen-accurate presence and such a look, a deformed uniqueness on the shelf for a Jason, and his mask is clean. This is like the classic, the perfect classic Jason. And then if you want to grab part 4, now this is a little bit cheating. This is the part 4 body. I am using the head that comes with the part 5 dream sequence, but essentially it's the same thing. You get a head that has the wound in it, and you can take it off and on. This one you can't remove, but it's got more blood in it and more blood dripping down, and the eye holes are blacked out, but it's pretty much the same thing as the other ones. And but the body's the main thing that stays the same. Here you have a normal upper body of a human. It's not a hunchback, because I think Ted White from part 4, Ted White was Jason, right? They didn't do the hunchback apparatus. So if you just took a comparison just real quick with part 3 to part 4, you can already tell they don't have that kind of deformed look to them. It's like a more normal body shape. And then he's got the more brown looking pants. So like Dickie pants with the green shirt. And then moving along, you have your part 5. So we go from part 2, 3, 4 to this is 5 technically. It's a flashback, part 5 flashing back to part 4 Jason. So he looks like part 4, but he's in the part 5 movie. In the beginning, the dream sequence where he's all wet, and then he's got this mask coming out of the grave. Highly recommend this. I waited on picking this one up for so long just because I'm not a fan of this body type. It's too plain, but the dream sequence comes with plenty of accessories. Here's his hand from part 4 that got split in half. I think that comes with the dream sequence, but the rain look and the different masks makes that a must get. And then you have the part 5, which is the Roy Jason, which is the unique mask that's got the blue chevrons. I added a little bit of blue tack there to keep him so he's holding the mask. And then he's got the Roy imposter Jason with the hood, making himself look like Jason. And then this is the one that is the mix between Jason and Michael Myers in a way. He's got the jumpsuit instead of having the work clothes. So he comes with his machete, his imposter head underneath, and his mask. And then, so that's part 5. Moving on to part 6. We have the first appearance of Zombie Jason. I repainted the face because the re-release doesn't paint the teeth and nose, the bones section. I think it looks fantastic when you repaint it. I repainted the side there. If you get one from the re-release, you're going to want to paint it because it looks great. Just, give it a paint job and then do like a really brown, thin wash with acrylic paint, and it'll come out just fine. You don't need to mess with anything else. But this keeps the similar part 4 look with the khaki pants. And then we got that green work shirt going on. And now he's got his utility belt with the darts and the butcher knife and the machete. He's got his mask with the blacked out eyes and the zombie face. And he looks cool. This is another one I skipped on for a little bit, and then picked up a issued version that I love now, especially with that zombie look. So that's part 6, because I never liked this. One thing I will say with NECA is they won't do it because it's a little more plain, but they should make a version in the beginning of part 6. He doesn't have this. So they should have a version without this, just because, I'll be honest, even though I love part 6, I hate this. It looks so dumb. All right, so moving on to part 7 now. So we have part 7 Jason, which is showcased on the NES video game, holding the axe, about to bury it in the girl's face. But here is part 7 Jason. We just reviewed him in all his glory. Alternate heads, loaded with weapons, alternate hands, and he only $30. Beautiful box art. Look at that box art for any inbox collector for a display. That is great. They do not make an ultimate Jason Takes Manhattan, which is part 8. They do not make an ultimate part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. And they do not make an ultimate part 10, which is Jason in Space. There's old ones. I don't count them because they're shit. But here is part 11, which is Freddy versus Jason. And this is one that looks cool as far as the body design. The articulation and the work that's done here overall is it's oldish, so it's not that great. I know everyone says, or a lot of people that I hear talk about this being their favorite. I'm personally not too impressed with it, especially when you take the mask off. I do not like that look. He looks like a drunken high Frankenstein. Anyhow, he's also got the Frankenstein boots. And again, that's movie accurate, so I can't knock them there. But the articulation is stiff, and they have this old style, yeah, can't even lift that leg. The old style, it's about to break on camera now. The old style articulation that is garbage that NECA used to do. What else? I mean, I like the wear here. He looks good. You know what I'm saying? It looks cool. Under the mask is the only thing I really don't like. And the articulation just feels stiff, especially the arms. I guess he's got a good bend sculpt-wise. So yeah, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. But the masks are awesome. They give you 3 different masks. Here's the Freddy versus Jason with the scratches. They give you a plain, clean one, and then a bloody, scratched up, I think. Freddy versus Jason, or it might just be bloody. But so I love that for the masks and the top of the body too. Because again, now it changes from the green work shirt to this. So then we go to one of my other favorite NECA Jasons, which is the Reboot. He's got a dirty, filthy, stained, sweaty, white, used to be white t-shirt underneath, or maybe it was like a light brown. You have his mask that is nice and clean, looks cool. Take off his mask, a very screen accurate face. The sculpt and paint job looks great. I'm not a fan of the hair in the movie or in the figure. I do want to get a double and do something with the hair, though. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make the double a bald version. But anyhow, he has a really cool shirt coat underneath and a buff, like, intimidating look to him. He's got okay articulation, and he's got really ripped up and ragged clothes. Nice, just a nice way they molded this plastic with a wash to give him really dirty looking hands. I mean, look at this. It doesn't look like they painted his hands. His hands actually look dirty. They did a great job. Look at that. He just looks dirty. Fantastic job. And he also has that old style articulation in the hips I don't like, but he's got the connector for his machete and his decent articulation. But here's the pants there, and I like him a lot. I think my top favorite is part 7. One of my other favorites is the Reboot as far as the NECA versions, and then part 3 is up there on the list. But I do have to admit, I do actually like a good chunk of them. I think the standard part 4 is my least favorite if I had to pick. And no, part 2 is easily my least favorite. I think if they redid this with an articulated body, because this is like just a solid, well, it's got a little bit of give. There's just something clunky about this guy here. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but if NECA made this today, I think this would be a lot more pliable. He would have a lot more neck movement. Right now, it just pegs in, and it's just that. You could spin his neck, and that's it. I think they do a better job with the mask and the eye in there. Yeah, I don't know. I think they would do a better job with the hands, the articulation in the hands. Same thing for the legs. Overall, I think they would do a better, but they'll never remake part 2. I don't think it's that exciting to do it. Jason Voorhees from NECA, insanely a high recommend. Don't overpay, but if you see him, pick him up. I don't care if you have part 3 Jason already and that's your one Jason. This needs to be your other zombie Jason. Count it as a human Jason and zombie Jason, or collect them all. They're all great in their own way.